Hello, my name's Mark, and I'm going to share my story about how I was radically healed from arthritis. I've been healed now for 10 years, but in the last week, two different people have asked me to share the story with them so they could then share it with others. So my wife had the idea of putting it on YouTube so it'd be easy to share rather than keep recording messages. I'm 47 years old, I'm married to Gemma, we've got 6 lovely children. We live in rural North Wales and we have a great time. My arthritis started when I was about 19 and I woke up one morning and I just felt like I'd slept funny on my elbow. I ignored it like most teenagers do, probably for 18 months, 2 years. Eventually went to the doctors because I couldn't extend it past that. And they told me then that I had psoriatic arthritis, which is arthritis brought on by psoriasis, although I'd never had psoriasis. It was quite rare for it to be in someone so young, but I kind of took it in my stride. I thought, yeah, it won't be a biggie. They gave me steroid injections and gold injections. People who are dealing with arthritis might recognise some of these medicines. I was on sulfasalazine and diclamax retard, big massive yellow tablets, which you used to have to take lots of every day. I used to have to get my bloods done every month because the drugs were very damaging potentially to your liver, so they had to keep an eye on that. But eventually it spread to my other elbow, so then I had 2 elbows I couldn't extend, and it was painful. So if I tried to lift up shopping bags or lift something above my head or climb into a loft hatch and stuff like that, it really hurt. My wife's mother was the practice manager at the GP surgery, which I used to go to my appointments at. And she had been warned that they should prepare because in all likelihood, by the time I was in my 40s, I'd be in a wheelchair because what I had was such an aggressive form of arthritis. And it was rheumatoidal in the sense that it affected the joints, the swelling of the joints. But being young, I kind of just got on with things and didn't really give it much thought. Anyhow, at some point in our 30s, we became Christians. And that's a whole nother story, because that was really quite exciting and bizarre. But out of that, my wife was at a toddler group. And a lady said to her, when Gemma had been describing the arthritis I was dealing with, "You should pray for Mark." And also, she said, "Has he had any dealings in the occult or witchcraft or Ouija boards or anything to do with Freemasonry?" So Gemma came home, told me this stuff. I had no experience or reference for healing or praying for people to be healed or how the occult could impact someone. So to be honest, I was probably a little bit dismissive of it. But as a dutiful husband, I let her lay hands on me and pray and tell the arthritis to go, a very simple prayer. And I also agreed to do a course called Freedom from Freemasonry, because my grandfather was a member of the Freemasons, and what I later learned was these chaps might all be meaning well, but they have to make certain promises and oaths as they go through the different scales of Freemasonry. And either wittingly or unwittingly, they talk stuff over their family, which could then have a subsequent impact on them, because there's power in the things we say. So anyway, I went through these things. I didn't feel any different when I went on the Freedom from Freemasonry course. I didn't really feel anything going on, although there were people at that meeting who were visibly manifesting things and shouting and stuff happening. But so I just carried on with life. But then we went on holiday And one of the things that used to make me or remind me to take my tablets is I'd do something which would hurt and I think I need to take my tablets. So I reach out to get something. I go, oh, I need to take my tablets to make the pain go away, because some of it was anti-inflammatories. And I realised on that holiday, I'd not been feeling the pain. So I'd not actually been taking the drugs. So I kind of just stopped taking the drugs. And soon after that, I had an appointment. I used to have a yearly appointment with a consultant specialist where I used to have to go and get all my bloods taken to see what was happening in my blood system. And I used to have to go into the big MRI scanner tube where they check whether it had spread anywhere else in the body and what was happening. So I went for this appointment. I saw the consultant lady and she's looking at the computer and she looks up at me and she says, your arthritis is gone. She says, I can still see damage in your bones. That's there, but there is absolutely no counts of arthritis in your blood anywhere. And I was really quite, dazed. It was a bit surreal. And I said to her, I think God might have healed me. And she looked at me and she said, I think maybe he has. So I kind of staggered out of the office where she met me, and yeah, it was like something out of a film. I was like, gosh, how can this happen? How could you get healed? I now know that, Jesus heals today, like used to happen in the Bible we read than 2,000 years ago. And I now understand more that it's a way marker. Jesus did them things then and now as to point to him and to God. And I think he was using me to show me what was capable. Because from that time onwards, we've been on a journey where we will freely pray for people. Sometimes we see people get healed of amazing things. Other times they don't, and some people die. I don't really have an answer for why that happens, but we have seen amazing things. And I guess from that point of getting healed from the arthritis, I could never look back and say, yeah, that's not true, or that didn't happen. It was absolutely nailed on for us. And it was a very pivotal changing point in our lives. But it's not something we did through the laying hands on. Yeah, we did the physical laying hands on and praying, but it's Jesus that heals. So this is open to anyone, really. So yeah, that's my story. If you want to ask any questions, feel free. And yeah, I hope that encourages you. You don't have to be a Christian to get healed. If you're watching this and you think, well, I don't really believe in Jesus, then that doesn't matter. Find a Christian. We can introduce you to people that they can lay hands on you and pray for you. So bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day and week. And yeah, thanks for listening. Oh yeah, evidence. Since the pain is gone, I can do things like this now. I'll give you a few push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go red in the face. Cheers.